Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Afni Binti Halil, representing my team to present a paper titled "The Myths and Benefits of the Social Media Adoption in Businesses." Besides me, the other authors is Audrey Anak John, Alicia Chia Yip Ling, Tan Hoi, and also Tan Li An. And we are from University Tunku Abdul Rahman. So let's start with the introduction. Social media was first invented to promote social networking with people from different countries where they can create and share information in a platform. Social media evolved to be associated with other components or industry besides connecting people virtually. Social media was also being applied in marketing of sector where advertisement and announcement were made through social network site. So since then, social network site or SNS has evolved from its fundamental purposes of connecting people to marketing tactic in businesses industries, whereby it helps the industry to collect information on customers' behavior and other relevant feedback which helps the particular company to improve in delivering the better quality product and services to their customers. All right. Um, the factor and effect of adopting social media network is widely studied. Okay. However, the reasons that triggers the adoption is limited. All right. The previous research did not provide sufficient information regarding to the application of social media platform, especially in the use of marketing purpose. Okay, internally, such as the characteristic of the innovation, and also the knowledge of the innovation among the consumers. Okay, when we talk about the benefits of social media marketing, it's been widely discussed among scholars. All right, and the most famous reason why we use social media as one of the marketing tool is it can enhance the brand awareness among the customer. Okay, brand awareness could be raised through marketing communication channels, which will advise, remind, and persuade clients or customers about their brands, products, and services, which can be done through social media. Okay, by utilizing the social media, it helps or it assists the brand in building a trustable and reputable relationship to be more exceptional and indisputable. So that's why we can see more and more organizations adopted social media as one of their marketing tools. Okay, the customer or the client may experience with the brand in different route, okay, in different perspective. For instance, they can review the video, they can interact with the organization, the company, they can spend time on the site or by speaking with the other client. So it shows that by using social media, it helps um, the organization to build or to boost their brand within their customers and also their potential customers. Okay. Another benefits of social media marketing is related to cost. Okay, we know that social media is a free platform which you can access, you can generate profile, and also you can post information. Okay, it allows social media allows organization to achieve a countless of individuals in a more unconstrained manner without paying extensive advertising fees. When we compare to the traditional medium of advertising, is less is totally less costly compared to the traditional. Okay, there are certain amount that you have to pay if you need to have more features in the social media. Okay, but overall, generally, it's totally free. Okay. Another benefits of social media marketing, okay, is you can target as many as you want through social media. Okay, you can reach to a prominent number of clients or customers. Okay, whereby this instrument, okay, this social media can empower organization to speak with a huge number of clients, okay, to your customers, okay, rapidly, very fast. Okay, where this is because social media has opened numerous entryways which it create extremely high degree of online traffic. Okay, and you realize that, okay, if you target to certain target audience, okay, that particular customer, okay, will always perform as a storyteller. Okay, and they will always be a brand representative by giving more prominent presentation to their peers, to their groups. Okay, so it shows that, okay, if you deliver a message to that particular audience, this particular customer will actually deliver the message to their peer, to their group, so that the message will be widely spread. Okay, this is the power of social media. Okay, we target certain segmentation, however it can be spread to other segmentation too. All right. So these three has been popular characteristics, okay, popular benefits, okay, which been discussed by the scholars. Okay, why we choose social media as one of the marketing tools. Okay, so let's move to the antecedents of the social media adoption. Okay, the first antecedent which would be the knowledge. Okay, knowledge refers to the data, information, comprehension, and skills that we gain from education and life experience. Okay, the knowledge stage allow individual to learn the existence of innovation and seeks information about the innovation. According to Karatsi's, Ahmad and Holmes 2012, there are three types of knowledge that involve in the first stage of innovation. For instance, awareness knowledge, principles knowledge, and also how-to knowledge. And knowledge has become very popular variable in several past researches where it provides a measurement for researchers to determine the factors and adoption rate of an innovation indicated by the knowledge. Okay, for an instance, a study done by Maurice and Huizing in 2008 on the adoption of e-commerce among SMEs. The results show that the companies with less knowledge about e-commerce were likely to reject the adoption of e-commerce. Okay. Um, Besides that, there were studies of knowledge which show significant influence in innovation adoption by scholars. Okay, the scholars widely discuss about the knowledge which influence the adoption of innovation. For an example, a study done by Mumtaz and Halil in 2017, in their paper, they investigated the organizational adoption of information system security innovation, um, which related to the influence of knowledge. So the results show that the knowledge or readiness was significantly influenced the adoption of the security innovation. All right. Okay, now we move to the next antecedent, which is the perceived characteristics. This perceived characteristic is the attributes of innovation introduced by Everett Rogers in his division of innovation theory. Okay, this perceived characteristic consists of five basic characteristics which lead to adoption as people are not automatically adopting new invention. So the five basic characteristics includes relative advantages, compatibility, complexity, triability, and also observability. Okay, this perceived characteristic definitely has been widely discussed in vast number of researchers, in vast number of research, in order to investigate the rate of adoption and effects towards adoption. Okay. Uh, this can be seen from one study done by Kolodinsky and Hargis in 2004. They study on the adoption of e-banking technologies in the United States. And this study explored the factors that contribute to the adoption or the adoption or the intention towards e-banking technologies. And in their study, they found out that the perceived characteristics such as relative advantages, compatibility, and also observability were found to be significant. Okay, however, the characteristic that been highlighted in the study is the relative advantages, and also compatibility, while the other characteristics such as triability, complexity, and observability were not significant. Right. Besides that, Sunny in 2013 studied on the factors that contribute to the adoption of e-journal publishing. It shows that only two significant attributes influence the adoption rate, which is complexity and triability. All right. Okay, now let's move to the relative advantage. Relative advantage is a degree which an innovation is perceived better than its forerunner, and it may be measured in terms of economic convenience, consumer satisfaction, and also social reputation. This was mentioned by Rogers in 2003. Past research suggested that consumers' adoption rate is related to the relative advantages of an innovation, as it has a positive significant effect. Okay, for an instance, relative advantages do affect customer to perceive the useful and convenience of an innovation, which allow them to satisfy certain needs efficiently and effectively, will adopt the innovation. Uh, There were studies on relative advantages of innovation which influence the adoption of innovation. For instance, we have this Prem Kumar and Ramamurthy, Suri and Farquhar, Agawa and Prasad, Mustonan and Litmain, okay, and more others. Okay, most of the scholars above discuss about the influence of relative advantages and other relevant innovation attributes which contributes to the adoption among users. Okay, past research suggested that consumer adoption rate is related to the relative advantages of an innovation as it has a positive significant effect. Now we move to compatibility. Compatibility means a degree to which an innovation is viewed as constant with the existing values, past experience, and also the needs of potential adopters. Okay, compatibility can also be described as an innovation that is perceived to be alongside with publishers' work behavior, values, experience, and also practice, which will lead to the high rate of adoption. So, based on past research, uh, compatibility is correlated with other innovation characteristics and knowledge of the innovation. Okay, however, the perception of compatibility are not significant correlate between compatibility and also adoption. Okay, this result was found in Sunny 2013 study. Okay, now we move to the next characteristic, which is the complexity. Complexity is the degree of an innovation which is distinguished based on its difficulty to use and understand. In other words, complexity refers the level of difficulties for the adopter to learn the ways to use an innovation. Okay, in the past research, complexity is emphasized in the questionnaire which consists of 5 items under the section. And the results show that respondent perception of complexity is remarkable in explaining the adoption rate. But complexity was found to have negligible effect on mobile banking adoption. It is been suggested that adoption rate can be inferred based on the group age as the sample. Okay. Similarly, the past study also stated that complexity has no impact on the decision to adopt or ignore the mobile banking as youth are more familiar with new innovation and may have experienced varied technology. So therefore, it builds a good foundation for them to learn the ways to use the mobile banking services. Okay, this has been found in a study done by Zam 2015 and also Al Jabri in 2012. Okay, now we move to the next characteristic, which is triability. Okay, triability refers to the degree which described an innovation may be tested on a limited basis. Likewise, triability is described to the extent of consumers to perceive their ability to try or test with the innovation on a limited scale before making a decision to adopt or reject. Okay, based on the past research, triability among other innovation attributes were included into the questionnaire. Okay, and the results show that triability are very significant. Okay, however, triability as a factor of contribution to the adoption of internet banking was not significant. Okay, so there are depending on the innovation itself. Okay, some innovation triability is significant and some are not significant. So that's why we have to conduct study to see whether it's applicable uh, to certain innovation or not. Okay, now we are moving to observability. Observability means the degree of an innovation usage results or benefits are visible to potential adopters. It can also be referred as the degree which adopter can explain, describe, communicate the outcome of the innovation. Is a factor of the observability as a factor of adoption is often rejected because it does not affect the decision to adopt. Okay, especially in e-journal publishing, where the study was conducted by Sunny in 2013. Okay. Furthermore, observability was excluded from a research which is targeted technology or innovation involved with privacy. Okay, for an example, internet banking, which they suggested that customers who perform e-banking transaction privately and avoid their personal information action to be observable by others. Okay, Moore in 1990 claims that observability become less significant after the innovation was adopted. Okay, in his study, it found out that observability perceived characteristics such as relative advantage, compatibility, and ease of use were mentioned to be the most consistent associated with adoption. But triability and observability are less important after the innovation has been adopted. However, observability was found to be a significant predictor in adoption of innovation based on Lotia and Murokoshi study, where they studied about the efficient consumer response in Japan, and it found out that the observability has found to be significant predictors of efficient consumer response adoption. Okay, they suggested that the hypothesis, which indicate the effect and the cause of efficient consumer response implementation, is very clear supported. Okay, in other words, the increment of the observability of the innovation increase will lead to the increment of the adoption. And they concluded that the observability of the innovation benefit is slightly convincing and persuading the user to adopt it. All right, so now we have come to the end of our presentation. So the conclusion is the antecedents and adoption of social media marketing among hospitality companies give a huge benefit in terms of communication between the brand and the audience. And in this era, business utilize social media platform as online advertising is sufficient and cost saving. Moreover, social media platform enhance the real-time information and face-to-face conversation, which could convey businesses messages as efficient as talking to a person in real life. And that's why we can see more and more organizations adopted social media to be one of their marketing tools. Um, this social media allows the organization to enhance the understanding of the needs and opinion of customers, which that is impossible to achieve if you are using a traditional medium. So adoption of social media will be affected by the knowledge level of the marketers or by the organization. And it's stated that the rate of adoption of social media has increased, but somehow the reason still remains uncertain due to the knowledge level of perceived characteristic of social media marketing. So that's why division of innovation theory have the ability on enhancing profound comprehension of social media marketing. It means that in order to see whether uh, the adoption, the rate of adoption is still whether it's successful or not successful, we can still use division of innovation theory in testing or in exploring the antecedents. So thank you very much for the presentation. Okay.